Oi! It is your boy G20 and welcome to a different type of video. Today I'm going to talk about the next generation of consoles, not the consoles specifically, but the next generation of NHL video games. I love hockey, okay, I'm a huge NHL fan, and I want to see this game be as good as it could possibly be, and I know I'm not the only one. So I'm going to make this video, okay, and I'm going to let you guys know what I'm thinking, okay, would be a good idea for the next generation, because they're going to have to start thinking about that leap. Now, both consoles are coming out at the end of this year. The next Xbox, the next PlayStation, they're both coming out at the end of the year, so they're going to have to start thinking about the next-gen NHL game. Now, it could potentially, like, there's a world out there where 21 is on the next generation of consoles, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But I know some people have said it might be there, so this is why I'm doing this now. But regardless of which game it is, it doesn't matter because this list still applies. These are the things that I want out of the next generation of NHL video games. Now, obviously, new generation, new consoles, new hardware. We need some new graphics. I don't think anyone is going to be shocked by this revelation. We need better graphics. It's a given. Now, I don't think it's a priority. To me, I would rather they improve the gameplay massively and barely touch the graphics, or, you know, just give it a new coat of paint, but I understand that I'm in the minority on this. I think gameplay comes first, but with new consoles, we should get a little bit of a graphical upgrade, so let's just glance over that thing because it's a given. I shouldn't have to say this. Now I'm going to do the rest of these pretty much off the top, so I'm going to forget some things. And I want you guys to go into the comment section, okay? And if you have other ideas, then let them be heard. Write them down, post them, you know? And then we're going to see, you know, if something sticks out or not. Because I promise you, as much as you don't think that they are listening, they being EA Sports, I promise you, okay? I'm not going to go into too many details, but they are listening. When people make videos like these, when people post to message boards, okay, they do listen, or at least they read and they take into consideration what the community is saying. Now, I'm not saying they always do what we want, but they read everything. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it. Which also means if I say something completely ridiculous and you don't agree with it at all, be sure to let me know in the comment section and, you know, let your feelings be heard. Now, respectfully, you don't have to call me all types of names because I say something you don't agree with, but I'm just saying, if there's something I say that's ridiculous, go ahead and point it out in the comment section. So, with all the disclaimers out of the way, let's get it. One of the things that I want out of the next generation of consoles that has been the same for a little bit too long, and I feel like it would add a much better overall feel to the game, is a sound overhaul. It sounds like a very small, minute thing, but I feel like a sound overall, you know, new post sounds, new shot sounds, and improving the crowd most of all, okay? I feel like if we improve the crowd sounds, how they react, and make it more organic, I feel like that would just bring life into the game, because there's nothing worse than scoring a massive goal, or like your 500th goal, or something like that, you know, or being in the middle of a comeback and then scoring, and then you hear the crowd just go like, yay, that's nice. Or, you know, like, those are the things that take you right out of the immersion. And obviously, I know this applies more to single-player players, but I'm going to try to have everybody included in this list. So that is one of the things I would love to see, is a major sound overhaul. Snoop! Now, the main thing, okay, something everybody, you see it everywhere. Every time EA posts something, you see it. It's add GM connected, add GM connected. Here's the thing about these comments, is I promise you half of the people that write that stuff have never played a game of GM Connected in their lives, or at least completed a season of it. I promise you, because GM Connected was not that good. The idea, the concept, it was great. I loved it. But in execution, that game mode was slow. It was just not fun to do, honestly. The simulation took decades, okay? It took way too long to do anything in GM Connected. So, I propose you bring some Connected Careers mode, sort of like what Madden has done, to the NHL franchise. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it, but a Connected Careers mode would be awesome. I would absolutely love that. Imagine you play Be a Pro, and then your Be a Pro's done, you move on to manager or whatever you want to do, coaching, and you make it online. Just please, for the love of God, make the simulating faster in that mode, though, because GM Connected was awful for that. It wasn't even fun. because it just took so damn long to accomplish anything. Of course I would get sniped on. That's fine. As far as EASHL goes, whether it's club or drop-in, okay, something that needs to be addressed is rewarding quitters. Because I can't tell you how many times my team goes up 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 even, and then everybody on the other team quits except 2 players. And now you're facing a team of freaking computers that have instantaneous reaction to everything you're doing, okay? And it's just nearly impossible to do anything. If the other team is smart enough and they set the proper strategies to the AI, it's going to be a boring game for everybody involved, and it rewards the other team for losing their players, and it penalizes you for having a good game and making the other team quit. That needs to be stopped immediately, okay? If you quit in a game, the character that replaces you, the AI character that replaces you, should be an absolute pylon. Okay, you need to penalize teams for quitting and not reward them with a better player. Because a lot of the times, the people that leave are not good players. They are average and below average players, and they quit, and they get a freaking computer that is all-seeing, all-knowing, that picks off everything, and has instantaneous reaction to you changing direction or whatever. Like, they know exactly what you're going to be doing. Because obviously, they react to the input. They don't react to what they see. So, that needs to be addressed. If you leave out of a game, for God's sake, please let your replacement be absolutely trash, okay? Now, I'm not saying make all of the AI trash, because all of the versus players, obviously, they need good AI. I thought I got scored on right there. The versus players, the HUT players, they need good AI because obviously they can only control one character at a time. So here's what I'm proposing, okay? Simply have different settings for the AI in different modes, okay? Have competent AI, you know, not overpowered, because you don't want the HUT players to be able to let their computer do all the work, which some players actually do still. They need to tone that down a little bit, but what I'm getting at is let the HUT players and the versus players have competent AI, competent enough that they can play, but then penalize the quitters in EASHL for leaving. I feel like that should be a given, but it's not. They need to find a balance for that, and it needs to happen. And that's something that doesn't even necessarily require the next generation of consoles to do. That is something that I want to see in NHL 21, regardless of what console I'm playing it on, okay? That is a fix that absolutely needs to happen, and I will have no discussion about it. Big snipes, let's get it. As far as game modes go, add some sort of freaking world tournament, okay? Add something. I'm not saying necessarily license the IIHF and, you know, the World Juniors and all that stuff. I'm not saying to license that. I'm saying make some shit up, okay? Make up the EA Sports World Tournament of Hockey, I think it was called in previous games. Make that up, add the international teams, just make up their jerseys, whatever you want them to be, okay? Just have the game mode in there. And more importantly, incorporate those World Tournament style events into other game modes, like franchise mode, okay? You can have the Olympics, or what, maybe not the Olympics, but, you know, a World Tournament every year or every 4 years, whatever you want it to be. You know, just get creative. And of course, in Be a Pro, if they added that to Be a Pro, which we're gonna get to that, wait a minute. If they added that to Be a Pro, it would be such a huge addition to the game. Like, let's say every 4 years there's a World Cup, an EA Sports World Cup. You would want to play multiple seasons of Be a Pro because you want to play for your country, and it would break up the just repetitive gameplay of I'm playing a game, and then I'm playing the next game, and then I'm playing the next game, and then it's the playoffs, and then whatever happens, happens, and then we're on to the next season. If you add a world tournament every couple seasons, or even, maybe not every year, because it would get repetitive as well, but if you add a world tournament to Be a Pro, it would just break up all of this repetitive nonsense that you have going on. I'm playing decent so far in this game, that's fine. Because let me tell you, when you're in hockey, alright, that Team Canada freaking matters, man. When you're in Canada, the top players, they want to make that Team Canada. They want to represent their country, and I'm sure this is not this is not the only country that this is relevant in around the world. Other countries have the same love for their freaking flag as Canada does, okay? It is an honor to represent your country, and it would be nice if we could have it and be a pro. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of which, this needs a little bit of a pause here. This is what we're gonna do. Fix and improve Be a Pro mode. Finally. Please. Dude, the last major update to this mode, Be a Pro, has been in NHL 12 when they added the ability to simulate to the next shift. You can't tell me that the skill tree that they added last season has done anything. It's useless. You get +1 in some attributes at some point. Yay. Okay, give us a good career mode, and I will keep saying it because I know every time I say or talk about improving Be a Pro, there are some people that will comment, well, gee, nobody plays Be a Pro, so why improve it? No, it's the other way around. People don't play Be a Pro, not because they don't want a career mode. People don't play Be a Pro because it sucks and it hasn't been touched in years, okay? At least in any sort of significant fashion. If you make a career mode worth playing, people will play it. Look at games like MLB The Show. You know how many players buy MLB The Show, play Road to the Show because that career mode is fun, and never touch any other game mode in the game? There are a lot of players that do that. Same exact thing with 2K and my career, okay? I'm not saying give us that exact thing because I know EA doesn't have the same budget that 2K does. Obviously, basketball has more budget than hockey. What I'm talking about is if you make a good career mode, people will play it. So make a good career mode, okay? Like simple things like interact with the coach, interact with your teammates, even some freaking practice sessions, like some practice drills. Optional, don't force everybody to practice in between games, but if you want to improve your character, have some drills there, and if you perform well in them, then you get more XP and it leads to your character growing faster, okay? It's simple things like that that would make Be a Pro so much better. Revamp free agency. Okay, the free agency in Be a Pro is a complete joke if we're keeping it 100%, okay? You have two offers. One of them is your current team. The other offer is some random team. It's completely random, by the way. If you reload the mode, you will get a different team, and you can get any team that you want if you reload the mode enough times. That's how I managed to choose the Boston Bruins on my Be a Pro series, okay? The free agency sucks, and you don't even get to negotiate your contracts. They just give you the contracts, and you pick one. That's not how free agency works at all, okay? Let us negotiate our contracts, please. Have more than 2 teams offer to you. Have some teams pull out if you're being a dick and you're not negotiating properly. If you're too aggressive, have some teams go, you know what? Fine, I don't need you that much, you know? It's simple things like that that would make Be a Pro a lot better. If you couple those adjustments with, like I said, some sort of world tournament, I think Be a Pro would be worth playing. And going back to the world tournaments, by the way, I forgot to add this, but add a Prospects World Tournament, aka the World Juniors, but you didn't get the license for it. Add the Prospects World Tournament, okay, where it's all the junior players and all of the players that are undrafted, if you want to make it that easy. Just have that in the game, and it would be a good way to, you know, improve your draft stock and Be a Pro. And it would be a nice way to scout players in franchise mode. And one last thing on Be a Pro, you have the European leagues in the game. They're all there. Let us start in one. Why not? Why do we not have the ability to start in the DEL, or in Sweden, or in anywhere? You have so many leagues in the game. It is awesome. You have such a great roster, okay? I know you probably can't add the KHL. That would be great if you could, but if you can't, which I don't think you can, you have such a vast roster with literally every corner of the world being represented that cares about hockey. Let us use it. It's really, come on. You can do a season mode in the DEL, but you can't start your Be a Pro in the DEL. Why is that? Why can I not do that? Think about the fans, all right, of, Finnish teams. They would like to start in their home country, their Be a Pro career mode. They would love to do that. And even if you don't care about those European teams, guess what? It would add replay value to the mode because you do one thing, you have your character, yeah, whatever. You're like, oh, what happened? What would happen if I started in Europe? You know? Like, what the hell? Why is that not a thing? We need that in the game, please, and thank you. Now, the game is winding down, okay? The game that we are playing. By the way, rip the Buffalo Sabres. That is a woof. That is an ass kicking they just took. But the gameplay is not the focus of this video, man. I just wanted to give you guys some thoughts, okay, on what I want for the next generation of consoles. And some of these things, like I said, you don't even need the next-gen consoles to do it. You can just do it in the next game, okay? So that's what I want, and honestly, I feel like those are good ideas. I try to keep it realistic, and I feel like I've done that. If I haven't, then let me know in the comment section. But like I said, do let me know in the comment section what you want out of the next game, aka the next generation of NHL games. And let's make this game better together, okay? Because NHL used to be one of the best sports games around, and I want it to get back to that, all right? I don't want to hate the game every year. I don't want to do it. I want this game to be the best freaking sports game on the market. So let's get it back to that, all right? I tried to stay away from minute gameplay things as much as I could in this video because those are more like, you know, technical things. I was just talking about, you know, as far as features goes, what I would add to the game. Maybe I can make another video on the gameplay aspects of this game that need to be improved on, but that would be a story for another day. Until then, though, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hook your boy up and punch the like button in the face. Spam the hell out of it, comment, and subscribe. I'm G20, man. As always, I love you guys. Let's make this game great, man. I'm out.